Hey, this is Mate from Future Tuts and you're watching the AI Report. Okay, I wanted to open with this very interesting chart from Google Trends. As you can see, AI, artificial intelligence, and ChatGPT have been on the rise for the past maybe 6 months. I believe it was November last year, and it has only been going up. It's ChatGPT is not at an all-time high, but it is very close, and it has been really popular over the last few months. Of course, it has been gaining popularity over a while, but I think this trend might even continue to go up, as we're gonna see from the news we have selected for today, and it has been going on for quite a while. I think it's only gonna get better as the product and the technologies improve. And artificial intelligence is a term that's been searched in Google and various other related services such as YouTube. It's pretty much at an all-time high. These values for the last week, they sometimes get updated like a few days later, so maybe we're even gonna see like an all-time high here. But in any case, it's pretty close to the top. So if you're thinking about getting into AI, maybe learning about the field more, or getting involved with some technology or some piece of service, or maybe even creating something of your own, I think this is like the best time ever to do that. Okay, let's move on to the news now. So this has been like the major headline I've been seeing over the last several hours, maybe since yesterday. So a team of experts and technology leaders related to artificial intelligence have signed like a public statement expressing their concern about the risks from artificial intelligence and from it developing too quickly. This is pretty interesting. We see Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, has signed this, and also Demis Hassabis, the chief executive of Google DeepMind. Other really prominent figures have signed this statement. Let's take a look at it. So you can find it over here. The link is going to be in the description of the video. So basically, AI experts, journalists, policymakers, and the public are increasingly discussing a broad spectrum of important and urgent risks from AI. Even so, it can be difficult to voice concerns about some of advanced AI's most severe risks. So the succinct statement below aims to overcome this obstacle and open up discussion. It is also meant to create common knowledge of the growing number of experts and public figures who also take some of advanced AI's most severe risks seriously. So the statement basically says mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority alongside other societal scale risks such as pandemics and nuclear war. Okay, very interesting that they're putting the risk of AI extinction in the same sentence as a global pandemic and a nuclear war. I believe there is something to be unpacked there. Jeffrey Hinton, I believe he was the ex-Google executive who left his job at Google because he was concerned that AI was developing too fast and there were no guardrails essentially. So he's one of the first signers over here. Another professor of computer science, we have, as we already mentioned, the CEO of Google DeepMind, Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, the CEO of Anthropic, Dario Amodei, and there's even like Ilya Sutskever, I believe I'm reading that correctly, the co-founder and the chief scientist of OpenAI. Let's just see. I'm curious about something here. Okay, so we have 7 people from OpenAI, some of the most important people in that company signing this statement. Okay, this is really interesting. So obviously it's not just the public that's concerned about the AI and its like super fast advancement. Obviously the thought leaders and the people creating this technology are also like kind of concerned, or at least they're trying to look that they're concerned. Pretty much all the big news outlets have covered this story. We're looking at BBC right now. So the Center for AI Safety website suggests a number of possible disaster scenarios, such as AIs could be weaponized. For example, drug discovery tools could be used to build chemical weapons. Correct. AI-generated misinformation could destabilize society and undermine collective decision-making. Yep, that is correct. The power of AI could become increasingly concentrated in fewer and fewer hands, enabling regimes to enforce narrow values through pervasive surveillance and oppressive censorship. Of course, that is correct. and enfeeblement where humans become dependent on AI, similar to the scenario portrayed in the film WALL-E. Jeffrey Hinton, who issued an earlier warning about risks from superintelligent AI, has also supported the Center for AI Safety call. We can see like a lot of important people here are expressing their concerns about AI. You can see that a lot of important people are expressing this concern. Is there some background here? Is this like actually an honest attempt by these thought leaders and technology leaders to express their concern, and is it authentic? Is it honest? Personally, I believe most of them may see some potential danger of artificial intelligence down the road, but this is also probably some sort of a marketing ploy. I don't think we're quite there yet that we have to worry about advanced artificial general intelligence like extincting humans, but on the other hand, like things are moving pretty rapidly, so this may even become a reality faster than we think. Like ChatGPT 3.5 came and conquered the world by storm, basically. In October, November 2022, nobody was actually really talking about AI all that much, or at least the general public wasn't really concerned about AI. And all of a sudden, like since the end of November, December, January, February, like ChatGPT just became like a thing that everybody's heard of and everyone's thinking about it. It hasn't really disrupted like any industries, so I think we still haven't even seen like any real impact from artificial intelligence yet. And these people are worried about the potential future where AI might be even more dangerous than nuclear weapons. I think this is like a sort of a marketing play. They're trying to make it sound like this technology is so powerful that we need to be concerned about it right now, which kind of draws attention to their companies, maybe to their efforts. To be fair though, I do believe that most of these people are genuine. Honestly, like maybe not everyone's gonna agree with me on this, but I do believe that like at least Sam Altman seems like a decent guy. That what he says is mostly authentic and honest. Time will tell if I'm right or if I'm wrong. But I do believe that a lot of these people generally have humanity's best interest at heart. And of course they have like a lot of self-interest naturally, but I believe it's still aligned with a more altruistic interest for the general public, let's just say. Also, it's quite possible that this statement is just supposed to serve as a decoy, because these companies are probably not addressing the real, more pressing, like present concerns for AI, including like misinformation, hallucinations, biases, misuse by various like entities. So by distracting the public's attention to like the distant future where this scary AI is gonna take over and destroy humanity, they're kind of trying to distract us from, you know, the actual problems going on right now. Also, it's kind of ironic, like most of these people are actually the people that created what we believe to be AI, what we think of AI right now, and they're now expressing like concerns. It's like, okay, well, you can stop working on it, I guess, you know, like what action are you taking? Everybody can like sign a statement, you know, everybody can say like, oh, we're concerned, but unless you're actually taking some action to regulate this, it's mostly in vain. To be fair though, Sam Altman, I believe, is currently on a tour in Europe, actually having these conversations like, how do we regulate AI? How do we build this technology to be like future-proof, to serve as many people as possible and not be misused or abused, or even like develop a mind and will of its own that's you know, in contrast to humanity's interests. So to be fair, I think the guy is doing what he's saying right now, but also a lot of these people, like, you know, it's kind of questionable how much do they really believe in this statement versus how much they actually want to even further build up the hype around artificial intelligence. In any case, artificial intelligence is here. It's only gonna get better. There's no question about it. It's probably just a matter of time before we have true artificial general intelligence that's smarter than any of us that can do, like that is more capable of achieving anything than any human or group of humans can on their own without AI. So this is a debate worth having. It might be a little bit too soon and there might be more pressing concerns, and some of these people may have other marketing angles with the statement, but in general I think this is mostly a positive thing. On a related note, the newspaper Telegraph did a poll, and they conducted this poll on over 33,000 readers. Over 72% of the readers express concerns about AI developing too fast. I think they are kind of correct, but you can never stop progress. This is not how Western democracies work. Innovation bulldozes over the previous status quo first and asks questions later. So it's really hard to know what's the right thing to do here. I believe fears are kind of justified. I do have fears of my own as well, obviously, but at the same time, I don't think we should completely stop this. We should come to a way to regulate it, and of course there must be like some sort of a off button, some master key that you just push the big red button and all AI goes silent. I'm not sure that's developed right now, but hopefully we will see that in the future. Okay, next we have a federal judge in Texas who kind of banned ChatGPT from his courtrooms. One of the attorneys used ChatGPT to supplement his legal research in a federal filing, and turns out like ChatGPT hallucinated and made up some non-existent legal precedents. But the result of this was the judge basically prohibited any use of artificial intelligence, including ChatGPT, for creating pretty much any part of the legal argument. I think this is generally a good thing for now, like until we're sure. We're not even exactly sure like how AI works for the most part. Even the people developing this, even the people building this are not 100% sure. It's so funny, like if you ask them, do you know how this works? They're probably gonna say like, I kind of know like maybe how 70% of this works, and maybe the other guy knows like another 15%, and if we're like a big team, but nobody really knows exactly 100% how these technologies work. Until we have that figured out, like I don't think we should be using it in serious matters such as these, like in courtrooms. And for example, it might be useful to someone like me, let's say, and I'm like a civilian and I get pulled over and I just want to get out of a speeding ticket, so I quickly ask it like to give me some legal arguments to tell to the police officer and like kind of confuse him about the whole thing, and maybe he's gonna let me go. But for serious like legal defense, I don't think we should rely on ChatGPT just yet. Okay, next, Bill Gates predicts that Google search will be ended by artificial intelligence if it continues developing as it has been so far. It's kind of obvious he's gonna say that. He's probably a little biased here. He has a bit of interest to say this. I'm not exactly sure I agree with this statement. Coming from the SEO world, I just don't see like generative chatbots completely eliminating search results. There are multiple reasons for this. We may go in depth on them in a different video, but I do believe that people still want to see like an article written by a human being, not just this like mesh of different articles that the AI put together. Maybe that's gonna change over time, but for now I think it's still largely the case, and I just don't see like this new way of searching the internet really posing a threat to like how we used to do things. I mean, it might, of course, but I'm not sure it's gonna happen because, you know, searching is one very like specific particular task. And if you say like it has been around for like, I don't know, maybe 2 decades. And when claims like these come like, oh, we're gonna kill search, we're gonna replace search, like, okay, but people have been like killing email for decades and it's still around. So, you know, maybe it's gonna change a little bit, maybe it's gonna get transformed, maybe searching with chatbots is gonna be like an addition to the way people search, but I don't think classical search is going anywhere. Other news, NVidia briefly joins a $1 trillion valuation club. Okay, good for you, NVidia. I think their stock is a little down since the time they hit $1 trillion in valuation. Maybe they're like kind of close to it. Let's see. Let's see what's going on here. So, yeah, they hit like 1 trillion right around here, like maybe when their stock was around $400. In any case, they're still pretty close. They're probably gonna exceed 1 trillion like really soon because NVIDIA has been one of the biggest winners of the AI revolution. Like their AI technology that's gonna be used in like video games and creating movies and all of that, their stock is already up like 200% since October, and I think this is gonna go even higher. I think NVidia are gonna continue winning from this AI revolution. This is kind of interesting. Kathy Wood predicts software stocks will continue to rise from the AI revolution. She also mentions the NVIDIA valuation as well. I think this probably has a lot of truth in it. It may even turn out that we're currently in a hype cycle. I do believe that AI is here to stay, but maybe like this current iteration of technologies, I kind of use ChatGPT a lot. I use Midjourney a lot. I use all of these tools like quite frequently. They're not that useful. Like, I cannot really replace a human writer with ChatGPT yet. I cannot replace a designer with Midjourney yet. This current iteration may just be like the beginning phase, which is great. That's great for people like you and me who are still who are kind of interested in the space right now, and this can be like a good advantage for you. If you're thinking of getting into AI, I think it's a good idea. Like, the sooner you get in, the better. And there are like a few interesting YouTube channels and like Twitter users and bloggers about AI, but given how popular this whole thing is, I think this is gonna create the next wave of millionaires and billionaires. Like, whether or not it changes our life drastically or not, who knows? It remains to be seen, but I think a lot of people are gonna make a lot of money. Okay, something kind of interesting. So, brain implants allow paralyzed man to walk using his thoughts. So this is an Austrian man who was injured in China in a motorcycle accident, and he was paralyzed from the hips down. Wow, he's been struggling for 12 years to get back on his feet, to continue walking. And now, thanks to AI in part and to other technologies, but he's able to walk again. I believe there's a video of this on Twitter by the user Loner Monkey, so let's check it out. And yeah, there we go. He gains the ability to walk.
I don't hear you, buddy. I'm here.
So there's like a wireless interface connecting the brain and the stem and his spine, I guess. And the nerves in his leg. The connection between the nerves was cut, I believe, and now it's restored again. So this is truly amazing.
12 years ago I got an accident and had a spinal cord injury, so I'm not able to move my legs anymore.
Well, if you ask like this guy, if you ask Gert Jan Oskam if AI is a good or a bad thing, I think we know what his answer is going to be. Okay, and next we have another one of these like semi-doom predictions. So 83 million jobs will vanish globally. That's like a very glaring headline. But further down we can see that 69 million of them will be recreated thanks to the new technologies. So maybe there will be a loss of 14 million jobs, or 2% of the current global workforce. This is a prediction by the World the World Economic Forum. Well, I guess we've all heard the old argument that, some jobs go away, other ones get created. I think this time it might be a little bit different, because AI may evolve to the point where there's really nothing left for humans to do than just create our little Stone Age art or something like that. This time it might be a little different, but we're still not there yet. There's still gonna be a need for data scientists and even like computer programmers and people even creating original content. I think original content is gonna get like a huge premium very soon. The ability to be able to prove that you are the creator of something, that's gonna become essential. I think that's gonna even affect I think this is even gonna give wind to blockchain technologies, like another wind to the use of cryptography and how we can use it to digitally sign work and prove that this hasn't been like something generated by AI, that we vouch for the work, that this is for example, like, this is not a deep fake, this is something that we have created on our own as a creator. We're still a long way from AI completely replacing all of the jobs, but that's not something we should just block out of our minds and never think about it, because it certainly can happen at some point in the future. Right now, I'm gonna repeat this one more time. Some jobs may go away. I do believe that most jobs will become easier. For example, me as a kind of like an individual creator, or maybe I have a small team, I think AI is making me more productive. I don't think AI is gonna replace, like, let's say, people like me who create original, authentic content, give their own opinion, give their own expertise. If you want to regurgitate other people's stuff and, you know, recreate stuff, AI is gonna make that easier. But at the same time, I believe that the technology is gonna evolve and it's gonna punish that sort of content. That's just my personal opinion. And audiences and readers and YouTube video watchers and the entire population is probably gonna get wiser to recognizing content that's generated by AI, or at least we're gonna have like tools for that. So it's gonna be fun to watch, but I think it's only gonna, for the time being, it's gonna get better. Maybe it's gonna get worse in the future, we don't know. For now, I don't think there's even like a noticeable impact of AI yet. Okay, that has been the AI report for today. I will see you soon.